Hello, Miss D here. Welcome, and thanks so much for coming. The title of this presentation is New Light or New Lie. Well, here we go again. What is this new light about? What could it possibly be? Did somebody get kicked out? Or did somebody spill some tea? Whatever it is, we will soon find out. It may be good for some and bad for others. No doubt. Let's get started. The best thing that ever happened to me was when I stopped isolating myself as a Jehovah's Witness from the world. I stopped isolating myself from the world. You see, Jehovah's Witnesses are commanded to isolate themselves from the world. Please, let me repeat that. Jehovah's Witnesses are commanded to isolate themselves from the world. Get out of isolation from the world. Let me repeat that. Get out of isolation from the world. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually too. Because the walls built around you, they weren't made of love. They were made of fear and discipline. And it's time to walk through them. You may be wondering, how did I decide to stop isolating myself from the world? Well, I'm going to tell you another story, another true story. I always got one for you. You know that. But please, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with others. Let's get started. Once upon a time in my ministry as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, for over 50 years, I had a return visit with a Catholic woman who owned a thrift store about 4 or 5 years ago. My initial purpose was to start a Bible study with her as I shopped for a below-the-knee outfit. As one of Jehovah's Witnesses, the suggested grooming included dresses or skirts below the knees, because Jehovah's Witnesses are told what is acceptable to wear. And I usually find what I like at thrift stores, such as this one. Actually, the two of us had developed a friendly relationship over the years, but I could never get her to agree to a Bible study with me. However, I was persistent. You know that. On this particular visit, I think I struck a nerve when I said, how can you be comfortable as a Catholic, a religion that permits CSA? She looked at me in disbelief and a smile with the reply of, "Oh, no, you didn't." Then she said, "The only reason you're not aware of the CSA cases involving Jehovah Witnesses is because your religion don't permit you to listen to the news media on TV or the internet. Didn't you tell me that, Miss D? I answered right away, saying, oh no, we don't have CSA problems at the Kingdom Hall. She let out a laugh that I'll never forget. It went like this. Then she got down off of her high horse attitude and said, Miss D, you have been trying to get me to study the Bible with you for over a year. Is that right? I nodded. Yes, as my eye did catch a beautiful dress that I just knew I was gonna buy. She said, I challenge you. If you will check the internet and or the news media for active Jehovah Witnesses CSA court cases, and you do not find any, note I said do not find any, then I will study the Bible with you. But if you do find CSA court cases with Jehovah Witnesses, then do you know what I want? I simply want you to admit it, and let's just be friends. Agreed? My reply was a hesitant, I'll think about it. But in the meantime, you can keep this little dress that I was considering. I'm out of here. Bye. So I left with a feeling of being insulted. Actually, she hurt my feelings. I went home and called my favorite elder and asked him. He avoided me, which was really an answer in itself. Then, lo and behold, JW.org's monthly broadcast came on, and it included a part with a governing body member whom I loved. Anyone saying anything against this governing body member had to answer to me. However, this governing body member said, we have learned that some people are saying that this organization protects pedophiles. And let me say that anyone who says that we protect pedophiles is telling a bald-faced lie. Whoa, what a statement from my favorite governing body member. However, I thought to myself, but court cases with evidence and victims are more believable than new light without evidence, without proof. So I went back and apologized to my Catholic return visit, and I discontinued hounding her to study the Bible with me. And I decided to purchase that dress that I had my eye on to show that there are no ill feelings. She smiled and hugged me as I left. You see, I don't think she realized what a change she had made in my life, because I didn't go into any detail. I became a critical thinker. I became a researcher and a YouTube subscriber too. No longer in isolation from the world. Repeat, no longer in isolation from the world. Yay! Now, with you, it's time for me to get on the soapbox again. Let's go. The definition of new light handed down to us from the governing body is, and this is what they tell us. They tell us that it's an update from Jehovah to the anointed to be shared with his chosen people, Jehovah Witnesses. Well, I don't believe it. I don't buy it. And I'm never gonna sell it again. As far as I am concerned, any new light announcement is another shift in doctrine, not a theological update. It's a ripple that touches over 8 million lives. And it could mean the difference between life and death. But I often ask myself, I really do, what will it take for Jehovah's Witnesses to wake up? What? I do know it will take courage, the kind that dares to ask, what if I've been taught to fear freedom? If you feel this way, then you must remember, with freedom comes responsibility. Did you hear me? With freedom comes responsibility. So, I ask you, when does new light become a warning flare? When does new light become a warning flare? New light does a lot of damage. New light does a lot of damage. Here are a couple of problems that I can think of where new light becomes new damage. New light can cause emotional whiplash because members feel betrayed when past teachings are discarded. New light can cause a loss of trust if doctrines are changed. Then what's truly sacred when doctrines are changed? New light can cause spiritual trauma. Families torn apart by shunning or disfellowship, only to learn recently the doctrine has been adjusted. Look at the damage that has been done that can never be repaired. Let me end this presentation by sharing with you benefits of heeding advice from this video. Reconnect with family and community. Begin healing from spiritual trauma. Learn to trust your own discernment. Reclaim your independence, but not from the Creator. Never. Stop shunning. Stop shunning. Stop whispering hello to those shunned like it's a sin. Start embracing. Start listening. Start living. Take your life back. Take it back. Not just from the organization, but from the silence it taught you to keep. My hope for your future is that you rise, not just out of doctrine, but into dignity. That you find truth in fear. That you do not find truth in fear, but you find it in freedom. That you become the author of your very own spiritual story. Thanks so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming. Please come again. Remember to like, share, and subscribe if you want. I love you unconditionally. Miss D here. Bye now.